In the year 2085, humanity ventures deeper into the cosmos, mastering the technology to travel at speeds faster than light and explore distant galaxies. Aylin Newton, a young explorer, lies motionless within a sleek space capsule, her eyes closed. Suddenly, the capsule systems activate, emitting a series of lights and sounds that urgently break the silence. The sudden commotion jolts Aylin awake, and she opens her eyes, screaming in terror as the unfamiliar surroundings overwhelm her. After briefly losing consciousness again, Aylin slowly regains awareness, her body still trapped within the capsule. Her mind is filled with confusion. She has no memory of how or why she ended up there. Desperate, she calls upon her artificial intelligence assistant, Ada, hoping for answers. Ada, in a calm tone, informs her that they are in orbit around a planet called Q465b. Dazed and alarmed, Aylin asks Ada about her boyfriend, Philip, her voice filled with concern. Ada responds that Philip's capsule has suffered a power system failure, leaving oxygen levels critically low. Philip now floats helplessly in space. Fear grips Aylin as she tries to understand the situation, scanning her capsule and attempting to comprehend how they ended up separated from the main ship, the CIS. Determined, she commands Ada to chart a course toward Philip's location. Ada warns her that this course would consume a large portion of their energy reserves, significantly reducing their chances of returning to the ship. "Are you sure you want to proceed?" Ada asks. Without hesitation, Aylin firmly responds, "Yes, do it." Following her orders, Ada activates the engines, and the capsule launches through the vastness of space, closing in on Philip's capsule. As they approach, a fuel warning flashes on the screen, indicating dangerously low levels. Aylin, thinking quickly, orders Ada to brake and activate the side thrusters to steady the approach. Once close enough, she uses ropes to link the two capsules, successfully docking them. With Philip's capsule now secured, she instructs Ada to reverse their course and head back to the CIS, their only hope of survival. As they make their way back, Aylin notices another fuel warning, showing critically low levels. Moments later, Ada confirms they have run out of energy. With no remaining options, Aylin makes a risky decision and instructs Ada to unlock the doors to lock down Block 2, aware that this could cause them to lose control over their trajectory. Despite the risks, Aylin remains resolute and asks Ada to activate the top magnetic connectors, hoping they will latch onto the CIS and secure their survival. Once back aboard the ship, Aylin lifts the unconscious Philip onto her shoulders and orders Ada to open the medical area. Inside the ship, Aylin carefully places Philip onto a bed, quickly fitting an oxygen mask over his face and connecting him to a diagnostic machine. Philip shows almost no sign of life. His eyelids barely move. Concerned, Aylin manually checks his breathing and pulse, finding only the faintest signs of life. She asks Ada about the medical equipment, and Ada assures her that everything is functioning perfectly. Nonetheless, Philip's vital signs remain at zero, leaving Aylin confused and scared. Desperate for a glimmer of hope, she asks Ada to confirm that Philip is still alive. Ada asserts that he remains alive, despite what the monitors indicate. Unwilling to give up, Aylin instructs Ada to keep delivering oxygen through the mask, determined to save him against all odds. As Aylin tries to process the aftermath of their risky flight and the mysterious circumstances that disrupted their mission, her mind fills with questions. Exhausted and eager for answers, she asks Ada, "What the hell happened?" Ada's response is disconcertingly simple. "I don't know." Trying to piece together what occurred, Aylin presses Ada, asking why their capsules were ejected from the ship in the first place. However, Ada denies any responsibility, stating she had nothing to do with the ejection. Confused and uneasy, Aylin insists that there must have been a reason. They couldn't have ended up floating in space without something causing it. Her mind begins to entertain the possibility of external interference. Suddenly, a disturbing, muffled noise echoes through the ship, sending a chill down Aylin's spine. Her heart races as fear grips her, and in a cautious whisper, she asks Ada, "Is there anyone else on this ship besides us?" Ada responds calmly, assuring her that only she and Philip are aboard. Still uneasy, Aylin rephrases her question, her voice trembling as she considers the possibility of an alien presence. Once again, Ada assures her there are only two living beings on this ship. Despite the reassurance, the unsettling sound lingers in Aylin's mind. Determined to uncover the truth, she insists and asks Ada to verify the number of heat sources around 37 degrees Celsius, the average body temperature of a human. Ada's response is immediate and alarming. 3. A chill runs down Aylin's spine as she realizes that something, or someone, else is aboard with them. Summoning her courage, Aylin grips her weapon tightly and cautiously approaches the mysterious third heat source. As she nears, her nerves are on edge, and she notices movement just behind the door leading to the control compartment. With her heart pounding, she instructs Ada to open it. The door slides open, but before she can react, a shot echoes through the ship, knocking her weapon out of her hands and sending her sprawling to the floor. Stunned, Aylin looks up and sees Philip standing in the doorway, now fully conscious and armed. But something is wrong. This Philip isn't the same as the one who was unconscious moments before. Despite the shock, there's an unmistakable recognition between them. Together, Aylin and the other Philip head to the medical bay, determined to uncover the truth behind the baffling situation. Standing before the body of the original Philip, the other Philip eyes Aylin with suspicion and turns to Ada. Is she really who she claims to be? He asks, his voice filled with doubt. Ada affirms that Aylin is indeed who she says she is, though the other Philip remains unconvinced. Aylin, equally cautious with the stranger posing as Philip, demands that Ada verify his identity. Once again, Ada confirms he is Philip. The confusion intensifies as Aylin points to the unconscious figure on the bed and asks, "Then who is that?" Ada repeats the same confirmation, causing frustration to bubble up inside Aylin. "How is that possible?" she demands, to which Ada responds in her usual calm manner, "I cannot explain this discrepancy." The mystery grows even more unsettling. Suddenly, the other Philip speaks gravely, his voice tinged with sorrow. "You're not alive anymore, Aylin," he says, shaking his head. Shocked, Aylin listens as he recounts the recent incident. How the hyperlight core malfunctioned, forcing them to wake up from cryosleep to handle the emergency. Aylin had volunteered to leave the ship to perform repairs in space while Philip monitored the core sensors from within. They struggled for hours to fix the malfunction, but then disaster struck. A powerful explosion rocked the ship just 2 hours ago, and Philip watched helplessly as the blast consumed Aylin's capsule, killing her instantly. Now, seeing her standing before him, alive and well, Philip wrestles with the impossible. Seeing her again after witnessing her death firsthand, Aylin, trying to make sense of the situation, feels the weight of disbelief settling in. Her mind races, but a sudden moment of clarity pushes her to ask Ada for the current date and time. Ada's response is staggering. On Earth, it is March 22, 2011, 3 o'clock, and according to standard orbital time, it is 954 hours, 34 minutes, and 54 seconds. "What?" Aylin exclaims, her voice filled with shock. As the horror of the situation settles in, she realizes that their ship should have exited hyperlight 2 hours earlier. Something clearly went wrong. She turns to the other Philip, urgently asking, "Did you activate the distress beacon?" Philip nods, confirming that he followed all necessary protocols. In that moment, it all clicks for Aylin. She and Philip aren't just victims of the malfunction. They're here to respond to the distress signal. In a moment of clarity, Aylin formulates a theory, her voice steady despite the unnerving realization. She suggests that they are experiencing a collision of parallel realities. When her version of the CIS arrived, it encountered the other Philip's CIS, already existing in this reality. Aylin theorizes that the overlap of realities led to the death of the first Philip, as two versions of him couldn't coexist in the same space. In contrast, Aylin survived because her counterpart in this reality did not exist. The other Philip listens, struggling to fully grasp the unsettling implications, though he reluctantly acknowledges the strange duality they now face. Determined to press on with their tasks, Aylin and the other Philip divide their responsibilities. The other Philip prepares to hack the processor, focusing on the intricate systems within the core, while Aylin takes on the task of inspecting the boundary controller. After a detailed check, she discovers a critical issue. The controller has lost connection with the rest of the ship's systems. Concerned, she quickly asks Ada about the location of her quantum equipment, which she needs to restore the connection. Ada responds that the equipment is still in the docking bay. Noticing her frustration, the other Philip steps in and offers to retrieve it himself, ready to assist. A dreadful thought suddenly seizes Aylin. As the other Philip heads off to retrieve the quantum equipment, she quickly moves to close and lock the door to the docking bay, sealing him inside. Confused and concerned, the other Philip rushes to the door, calling out to her, trying to reason with her. But Aylin, her voice steady and filled with grim certainty, reveals the harsh truth. The boundary controller has caught fire. This catastrophic failure means they are now trapped, and the malfunction could leave them confined for years. As the full weight of the situation becomes clear, the other Philip understands Aylin's intentions. She wants to bring back the first Philip, even if it means sacrificing him. Her desire to spend the rest of her life with the original Philip drives her to this desperate act. "Don't do this," the other Philip pleads, his voice filled with desperation. Aylin, determined, prepares to eject him into space. Ada, following protocol, initially refuses to open the docking bay doors while someone is inside, but Aylin forcefully switches to manual control, pushing forward with her plan. Just as the other Philip is about to be expelled into the void, he manages to utter one final message. The first Philip will figure everything out. As the docking bay doors shut, life surges back into the first Philip's body. Aylin stays close by his side, her heart heavy but relieved, whispering how deeply she missed him. Philip, still groggy and disoriented, thanks her for taking care of him, unaware of the price that was paid to bring him back. Would you have made the same choice as Aylin? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button if you enjoyed the story and subscribe to the channel for more thrilling videos. See you next time.